Mind drip, city flickers on the grid and layers. Yeah. Mind sprints quicker than the trains on the rails with prayers. Page turns, pavement learns every step of place. Mapping out equations in the motions of a veiled display. Daybreak logic in the optic of a sharpened lens. Pairs of intention twisting through the rhythm of a crowded blend. Precincts with the hum of electric lanes. Thought loops ricochet, redirect and connect the chains. Urban syntax coded in a subtle rotation. I navigate the nuance like a fluent negotiation. Straight glances, glance back, analysis automatic. Nothing erratic, calibrated, accurate habits. I'm layered like a library of lived revisions. Precision and decisions, balancing the frictions. Self-made cadence with a quiet elevation. Internal celebration in a rush of revelation. Clock hands dance while the city keeps pacing. Mind stays racing, never misplacing. Lines I'm tracing through the maze I'm facing. Urban pulse rising, inner fire awakening. Night slides in with a whisper through the glass facade. Thoughts flood rapid like a river cutting past the odds. Street lights scatter patterns on the moving crowd. I read outlines of emotions that they don't speak loud. Layer motive shifting under every stride. Signals in the side eye, coded truths implied. Still I glide through the density, steady and clear. Every minor detail amplified in my ear. Philosophic rhythm in the middle of momentum. Insight blending like reflections in a tennis bedroom. Self-talk subtle like a strategist's prayer. Growing sharper with the weight of the stories I wear. With quick flickering like visuals in time lapse. I bypass out letting confident mind fast. Heartbeat syncopates with the light's vibration. In the elevation in perpetual circulation. I can feel the shift in my chest start forming. Quiet storms warming. New paths swarming. I'm when the layers realign in the rush of the morning. I rise transforming. City keeps calling. Clock hands dance while the city keeps pacing. Mind stays racing, never misplacing. Lines I'm tracing through the maze I'm facing. Urban pulse rising, inner fire awakening. Footsteps echo on a half-lit street. Patterns repeat with a hidden heartbeat. Nomadic thoughts in a loop that never sleeps. This is where my inner pulse meets technique.
Yeah.
Midday murmurs on the avenue. Patterns collide, hidden agendas in the gestures that the crowds can't hide. I stride like sight tight on the micro signals. Reading every ripple in the flow like vital visuals. Clockwise conversations, spilling coded motions. I decode the notion in the undertow noisy oceans. Mind pivot quick with the rhythm of chessman. Every next step sketched like a seasoned investment. Little smirks flick in the windows of reflection. Signals of intention, sharpened through detection. Never reckless, epics etched in the cadence. Navigate spaces with a grace and patience. Still I lace phrases like I'm tracing constellations. Mapping out the layers of the city's oscillations. Thoughts flip swift, weaving lines with precision. Living in the tension of the unspoken decisions. Shadowplay logic in the midday glare. I see through the patterns hanging in the air. My stays ready for the moves that dare. I rise through the static with a steady stare. Shadowplay logic in the midday glare. I see through the patterns hanging in the air. My stays ready for the moves that dare. I rise through the static with a steady stare. Sun dips low, silhouettes in the glass reflect. Urban dialect thread and pass I dissect. Sidewalk murmurs carry whispers of ambition. All of us drifting in a quiet competition. But I read the rhythm in a deeper tone. Every subtle shift in the field feels like home. Mind refined in collisions of intention. Sharp comprehension in the quiet suspension. I'm calm in the chaos like a pivot in play. Find clarity in dissonance the usual way. Internal monologue builds a fluent rotation. Insight moves in accelerated formation. Humor in the glance when the vibe gets twisted. I resist the friction with a mind upbent. No bitterness, only latent observation. A patient elevation in a world impatient. In the fading glow I feel the angles realign. undefined. Singles intertwine and the logic becomes mine. I breathe in the moment as the shadows climb. Shadowplay logic in the midday glare. I see through the patterns hanging in the air. Mind stays ready for the moves they dare. I rise through the static with a steady stare. Shadowplay logic in the midday glare. I see through the patterns hanging in the air. Mind stays ready for the moves they dare. I rise through the static with a steady stare. Footstep shift in a slowly dimming scene. Thoughts run clean in the fading in between. Nothing unseen to a mind so keen. I move with the calm of a well-versed routine. Yeah. Yeah. Twilight trembling on the river's quiet reach. Thoughts spin deep like a lesson I can teach. Reflections ripple with the weight of the day. Subtle truths flicker in the lines I replay. Footsteps echo off the glass of the storefront lanes. Mind threads patterns through the half-lit frames. Internal cadence racing with a hum so steady. Every layer of my logic in a sequence ready. No chaos, just the calm of a sharpened red. Planting quiet seeds in the cracks of the speed. Self-check cycles in the glow of the evening. Filtering the feelings that the rush keeps leaving. Sighing dialogues in a loop that refines. Folding through time with the curve of the skyline. So tuned tight to the flicker of the signs. I rise through the climb with a purpose redesigned. Mirrorstride Theory in the glare of the night. Reading my reflection through the trails of light. Mind keeps orbiting a steady flight. Balancing the pressure with a quiet mind. Oh. Balancing the pressure with a quiet mind. Oh. Balancing the pressure with a quiet mind. Oh. Night breeze weaving through the alleys of thought. I chase clarity in the contours of chord. Every misstep turn a lesson with intent. Blueprints, no correction, new directions being bent. Scaling back the noise that the city keep feeding. I pause meaning from the pulse still leading. Glass panes scatter images in braided motion. Each one a token of a deeper notion. Heart rate aligns with the rhythm I'm mapping. Mind overlapping with the steps I'm tracking. Truth unpacking in the glow of the wire. Still climbing higher through the flicker of desire. Self-made balance in a world so frantic. Thoughts aerodynamic and the thrust organic. Never lost, just evolving in stride. Finding quiet pride in the shifts inside. In a muted glow, I hear the rhythm of release. Moments pieced together in a loop of peace. When the echo cease, clarity increases. I breathe and the restless energy eases. Balancing the pressure with a quiet mind. Oh. 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 Last line shimmer as I walk back slow. Deep minds grow where the shadows flow. Every step shows what I come to know. This stride turns mirrors into seeds I sow. Glass wave echoes in the crosswalk haze. City shift phases in rotational ways. I stay on phase, calibrated in the maze. Mindset raised through the pressure it weighs. Footsteps sync with the hum of the zone. Every low tone drone like a signal I own. I decode tone shifts in the posture alone. Reading micro intentions in a style full grown. Layer composure in the rush of the crowd. Thoughts speak loud where the noise isn't allowed. Head thick now with the goals they top. But I sift out with a fluent route. Street school logic with a sharper design. Folding lifelines in the refined line. I define guidelines in the flare of the signs. Mind climbing higher as the framework binds. Parallax motion in the shifting field. Angle reveal what the truth conceals. Mind stays centered on a balanced field. I move through the static with a steady shield on. Parallax motion in the shifting field. Angle reveal what the truth conceals. Mind stays centered on a balanced field. I move through the static with a steady shield. Oh. Play. The city hum soft like a measured refrain. Underneath the strain lies a coded domain. I maintain clarity through mental terrain, reading each gain in the pulse of the lane. Eye contact flickers with a hint to the real. Micro reveals in the glance they conceal. I peel back layers like a turning wheel. Thoughts in the seal with the truths I feel. Soft smirk humor when the energy bends. Pattern extend in the space between trends. No need to pretend or adjust for the blend. I ascend in the logic that the moment sends. Grounded steps, but the mind stays aerial. Clinical impressions through a lens and imperial. Every detail traced like a coded tutorial. Leaving my footwork feels immemorial. When the angles tilt and the lines collide, I read the divide and the rhythm inside. Feet glide wide with the current as guide. I breathe and the shifting layers coincide. I'ma bat it up. Parallax motion in the shifting field. Angle reveal what the truth conceal. Mind stays centered on a balance field. I move through the static with a steady shield. Oh, parallax motion in the shifting field. Angle reveal what the truth conceal. Mind stays centered on a balance field. I move through the static with a steady shield. Oh, crosswinds echo in a pattern I chase. Thoughts in a lace with the steps I pace. No misplaced trace in the lines I embrace. This motion carves out my personal space. Nightfall humming with a trembling hue. Side street currents push a different view. Thoughts break through in a spiral cue. Mind realigns like a practice virtue. Crowds bend rhythm in a wavy ring spin. Every subtle grin hides a pattern within. I begin mapping out the noise and then turning out a commotion to an inward wind. Heartbeat tapping with a quick and precision. Life transitions in a seamless revision. No collision, just a calm incision. Cutting through doubt with a measured decision. Humor in the gaze of the restless hustle. I stay flexible, attention's muscle. Never brittle, just a subtle rebuttal. Reading every riddle in the city shuffle. Waveline equilibrium in the city sway. Balance in the chaos as the currents lay. Mind stays centered through the shift and play. I move with intention in the night's ballet. Street lights shimmer in an asymmetric dance. Every footstep forms a coded advance. Chance meets choice in a fleeting glance. I enhance each stance with a calm expanse. Vibes rotate as the tempo redraws. Subtle applause in the mix of flaws. I pause, cause thought sharpens its claws. Not violence, just the wit that gnaws. Self-set compass in the wind's distortion. I steer my course with an inner proportion. Mental contortion turning stress to fortune. Waves in motion forming my caution. Still I grin when the patterns misguide. No divide, just another lesson inside. I'd rather tie with a tempered pride. Mind fortified as the moments collide. When the undercurrents shift and the alleys breathe, I weave through pressure like a hidden reed. Calm beneath everything they see. I rise as the restless forces lead. Waveline equilibrium in the city sway. Balance in the chaos as the currents lay. Mind stays centered through the shift and play. I move with intention in the night's ballet. Distant echoes draw a wavering line. Thoughts combine with the subtle design. Every sign in a rhythm that's mine. This balance grows deeper as the streets align. This balance grows deeper as the streets align.
Kinetic mind volition in the midnight air. Thoughts run led in a loop to fear. I keep momentum with a grounded flare. Yeah. Moving through the static with a focus stare. Yeah. Late night lenses on the city faint glow. Mind keeps tempo in a surge and flow. Thoughts grow bold where the stray winds go. I stitch each echo in a pattern I know. Footsteps tapping in a tight formation. Breathing sing locked with acceleration. Observation frame like a quiet citation. Reading urban nuance as a new foundation. Submit rhythm in the drift of the streets. Pressure repeats but the calm competes. Every heartbeat leaps in a measured feet. Crafting seasons in the friction heat. Still I grin at the subtle misdirection. Test each tension with a clean correction. Mental flexion and a voice connection. Turning dim reflections into introspection. Kinetic my volition in the midnight air. Thoughts run lit in a looped affair. I keep momentum with a grounded flare. Moving through the static with a focus stare. Street hum thinning in the late night brim. Logic stays trim when the lights grow dim. Inner gear spin in a seamless limb. Paths unfold in a cerebral hymn. Calm in the current of the wavering gleam. Trading each theme like a nocturnal scheme. Sharper than I seem in the city's dream. Mind upstream in the fluid regime. Far from record, still reading the cues. Filtering truths from the ambient clues. Quiet amused when assumptions confuse. I diffuse the mix with the mental fuse. Every step used as a mapped in line. Contours align as the hours refine. Urban design in the code it's fine. I rise within what the moments define. When the tension bends and the silence grows, I hear the pulse in the undertow. Layers unfold in a subtle glow. I move with the rhythm only I can know. Kinetic my volition in the midnight air. Thoughts run lit in a looped affair. I keep momentum with a grounded flare. Moving through the static with a focus stare. Sidewalk whispers drift past slow. I follow the undertone wherever it goes. Inner drive shows in the lines I compose. This motion is mine and steadily grows.
Footstep folding in the cityscape, pacing with a reason. Every minor gesture turning data for the season. People chasing numbers while I calculate the meaning. Mind stays sharpened like a skyline screening. Underlit pavement, echo in the glass frame. Patterns in the crowd move similar to past fame. I don't need approval, never running in a mass lane. Tuned to the micro shifts hidden in the fast game. Observer with a purpose in the motion of the grid. Reading every subtle shift in everything I did. Quiet but the pulse in my chest runs vivid. I don't chase noise, I refine my vision. Chase noise, I refine my vision. Eyes track angles, mapping routes in the crosswalk. Voices overlapping, but I filter out the lost talk. Maturity and cadence, every line's a log vault. Steady in the mind, no regret, no false start. Streets teach lessons if you listen with a clear ear. Not about bravado, it's the courage to steer near. Truth in the tension, decision in the sheer fear. Walking with intention till the long haze clears. Observer with a purpose in the motion of the grid. Reading every subtle shift in everything I did. Quiet but the pulse in my chest runs vivid. I don't chase noise, I refine my vision. Walk, 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 vision. Walk, 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 vision. Walk, 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 vision. I don't chase noise, I refine my vision. Slide through patterns with a disciplined alignment. Thoughts keep climbing, rhythm and refinement. Not a single move wasted in assignment. Built from the ground with a self-made mindset. Observer with a purpose in the motion of the grid. Reading every subtle shift in everything I did. Quiet but the pulse in my chest runs vivid. I don't chase noise, I refine my vision. City keeps moving but I never lose the thread. Steps stay steady while the chaos runs ahead. Mind stays bright through the street lights spread. Every moment noted, no words unsaid. Yeah, back lane logic in the pulse I refine. Every minor shift the line with the curve of a sign. Calculated footwork, tracing roots in my mind. Never hurried, every second stays purposely timed. Flicker of the sky riding over my breath. Thought threads weaving through the noise in the depth. Focus in the chest, quiet strength in the step. Not a flex, just a method that I calmly protect. I keep my vector poised, steady in the glide. Nothing loud in my tone, but the clarity's wide. Pressure in the city, but it never shakes my stride. Patience in the posture, discipline inside. Midnight metrics in the rhythm of a mind map. Reading every signal like a cipher in a line gap. Move stay subtle, never trigger where the blind snap. Humor in the tension, yeah, I'm built for where the signs clash. Pulse and precision with a blueprint of my own. Not the word you banned, I rewrite it in my tone. Layered intuition in the fully sharpened zone. Never chase a throne, I'm already grown. I keep my vector poised, steady in the glide. Nothing loud in my tone, but the clarity's wide. Pressure in the city, but it never shakes my stride. Patience in the posture, discipline inside. Street lights flicker while my logic stays aligned. Every thought a filament connecting to the grind. Patterns in the distance, subtle truths defined. I move in quiet layers, leaving noise behind. Angles recalculated with a tempered precision. Steps in repetition, forming silent revision. Mind stays adaptive in the city's incision. Holding my poise while the current fuels ambition. Sharp conduit through the static in the airwaves. Steps never waste while the others try to stair climb. Mind stays braced, never bending in a fair face. Carve my way clean in a self-built frame state. Subtle echoes ripple in the twilight corridor. Every micro shift adding depth to the score. Calm navigation through the currents that implore. Steady in the rhythm, quietly I explore. Every thought precise like a compass needle spin. I harness in emotion while the city hums within. Angles bend, but I align with the flow again. Bridge the outer chaos with the clarity I win. I keep my vector poised, steady in the glide. Nothing loud in my tone, but the clarity's wide. Pressure in the city, but it never shakes my stride. Patience in the posture, discipline inside. I keep my vector poised, navigating through the sway. Measured in my moves, every second in display. Calm in the hustle while the city finds its way. Master of the balance, steadily I stay. Even in the chaos I can navigate the line. Pulse stays level, no tremor in the spine. Every quiet moment keeps improving by design. Forward in the shadow with a sharpened incline.
Twilight thinning on a narrow road bends. Contours lift where the crossway sends. Focus threads through the pulsate lens. I refine each trend as the skyline blends. Yeah, mindset pivot with a crisp precision. Reading each incision and in the crowd's division. Subtle intuition in the shifting condition. Logic transitions in the fluid rendition. Yeah, footsteps echo with a tempered tone. Hints half shown in the space unknown. I decode zones through a hum my own. Turning fleeting moments into insight grown. Slight grin forming at the misplaced claims. Light reframes what the rushing flames. I tame each flame in the tangled frames. Thoughts reclaim meaning as attention wanes. Outlining motion through the city's breath. Tracing every nuance in the urban mesh. Mind keeps pace in a layered depth. I move with clarity the scene can't test. Outlining motion through the city's breath. Tracing every nuance in the urban mesh. Mind keeps pace in a layered depth. I move with clarity the scene can't test. Night spreads slow in a serpentine wave. Every step in gray is what the senses crave. Calm I save while the energies behave. I navigate the drive with a subtle stave. Patterns unravel in the crosswind shift. Thoughts uplift in a seamless drift. I sift each riff for the hidden gift. Turning faint impressions into something swift. Humor flicks light at the warped assumptions. I read junctions with a quiet gumption. No Dysfunction, just a clean reduction, filtering misperception from the raw construction. Eyes trace arcs in a grayscale fold. Mind takes hold where the hints unfold. Never overstated, never undersold. I walk with a purpose that refuses to mold. When the angles stretch and the colors fade, I find new shape in the routes I made. Pressure late turns to calm upgrade. I breathe and the moment feels tailor-made. Outlining motion through the city's breath, tracing every nuance in the urban mesh. Mind keeps pace in a layer of depth. I move with clarity, the scene contest. Outlining motion through the city's breath, tracing every nuance in the urban mesh. Mind keeps pace in a layer of depth. I move with clarity, the scene contest. Soft echoes drift in a grayscale line. Thoughts refine with a focused spine. Every step aligns with an inner sign. This outline moves in a rhythm that's mine.
Shadow in the hallway, mind stay lucid. Blueprint folded in my jacket, I choose it. Daylight calm, but the nights get fluid. Steps so clean, even silence when I groove it. Logic in the pocket, I don't talk too much. Calculate the angles while I move, no rush. People want the crown, but they're way too much. I just want craft in the depth, that's clutch. Silent vector, cutting through the noise. Calm on the surface, inside still poised. Fast lane life, but I ride by choice. Whisper in the echo, still hear my voice. Steady on the grind, keep the mindset grown. Never chase hype, I define my zone. Work rate high, but the tone stay low. Balance in emotion like a metronome. Internal rhymes, we've been patterns in a line. Mellow but the cadence, running double time. Never need to shine, just the purpose to define. Build it from the roots, let the structure realign. Silent vector, cutting through the noise. Calm on the surface, inside still poised. Fast lane life, but I ride by choice. Whisper in the echo, still hear my voice. Quick step, hard sync, rhythm on the outline. Thoughts run parallel, jump into the skyline. Soft tone, hard wheel, split it in a fine line. Keep mind, sharp skill, everything in real time. Faded to the night with a grounded breath. Calm in the cast if I feel the stress. I lay in the path but the vision set. Forward in a vector, no regret.
Footsteps echo over ties in the twilight. Shadows bend low while my insight takes flight. Patterns in the windows, reflection ignite. Every subtle motion traced with mental sight. Corners whisper secrets only I can perceive. Threads in the crowd like stories I retrieve. Not chasing the shine, I feel why they grieve. Layers of my logic no one else could conceive. Urban prism bending every line of light. Reading every angle in the pulse of the night. Mind stays calibrated, poised in the fight. I navigate the currents with a measured sight. Urban prism bending every line of light. Reading every angle in the pulse of the night. Mind stays calibrated, poised in the fight. I navigate the currents with a measured sight. Alleys hold the rhythm of a silent refrain. Footsteps syncopate with the heartbeat in the lane. Observation sharp like a mental crane. Every glance a data point in the knowledge gain. Smirks flicker misjudged by the unaware. I fold complexity in a flow so rare. Not loud, not brash, but aware of the snare. I move through the tension with a precise stare. Urban prism bending every line of light. Reading every angle in the pulse of the night. Mind stays calibrated, poised in the fight. I navigate the currents with a measured sight. Urban prism bending every line of light. Reading every angle in the pulse of the night. Mind stays calibrated, poised in the fight. I navigate the currents with a measured sight. Street lights shimmer, casting arcs in the wet. Every step considered, no moment I forget. Thoughts intertwine like the net, they said. I refine the path, no haste, no regret. Angles shift, yet I stay firmly aligned. Patterns redefined in the corners of my mind. Humor flicks at the assumptions they bind. I rise through the haze, purpose clearly outlined. I navigate the flux with a steady foundation. Every minor change noted in observation. Rhythms overlaid with a subtlation. Mental cartography and quiet calibration. Flickers of detail in the edges of the lane. Every insight sharpened like a mental chain. No wasted step, every move sustains. Clarity maintained while the city burns. Urban prism bending every line of light. Reading every angle in the pulse of the night. Mind stays calibrated, poised in the fight. I navigate the currents with a measured sight. Urban prism bending every line of light. Reading every angle in the pulse of the night. Mind stays calibrated, poised in the fight. I navigate the currents with a measured sight. Footsteps fade as the streets slowly unwind. Every pattern trace, no detail left behind. Inner vision clear, quiet but defined. Urban prism glowing in the depth of my mind. Yeah.
Nightfall drapes the avenues in muted chrome. Every step I take feels a mapping home. Thoughts intertwined with the hum of the dome. City whispers got me through the monochrome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Angles traced in the reflections of glass. Patterns unfold as moments quietly pass. Every choice calculated, nothing left to surpass. Purpose in my posture, never chasing the mass. Oh, final vector cutting through the urban tide. Steady in the rhythm, clarity as my guide. Pulse in the chest where the currents coincide. I move with intention, no need to hide. Street lights flicker over puddles and signs. Micro detail signal passing coded lines. I navigate the flux, translating designs. Every step aligned where the shadow defines. Quiet humor flickers in the tension I meet. Not for the crowd, just the balance I keep. Mind stays sharp while the city moves in beat. Flowing through the maze with control complete. Final vector cutting through the urban tide. Steady in the rhythm, clarity is my guide. Pulse in the chest where the currents coincide. I move with intention, no need to hide. Oh, Alley's been revealing secrets in the frame. Footsteps measure logic in a steady game. Yeah, aim in a compass tune, never slipping for fame. I carve my own trajectory, always in plane. Yeah, yeah. Angles recomposing the twilight's last gleam. Every reflection mapped in a silent scheme. I rise within, grounded in a dream. Master of motion, I command the stream. Through every current, every whisper sound, I maintain my vector fully inward bound. Thoughts aligning layers, no fragment unsound. Navigating chaos with the depth I found. Even as the night folds into a quiet hum, every micro motion keeps the vision from numb. Angles and arcs bend, yet I overcome. Final vector steady, the journey becomes one. Final vector cutting through the urban tide. Steady in a rhythm, clarity as my guide. I pulse in the chest where the currents coincide. I move with intention, no need to hide. City fades slowly, but the mind remains bright. Steps lead patterns only visible in insight. In a vector aligned, hidden in quiet light. I walk through the night with a purpose inside.